there. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Alright, so today we're looking at another parable, and this one is the parable of the lost sheep, and it depends on your translation or your book. It may say the parable of the wandering sheep. So again, I'm reading from NIV, and we find this parable in Matthew chapter 18, and I will be starting from verses 12 to 14. So it says, "What do you think? If a man owns 100 sheep and one of them wanders away, will he not leave the 99 on the hills and go to look for the one that wandered off? And if he finds it, truly I tell you, he is happier about that one sheep than about the 99 that did not wander off. In the same way, your Father in heaven is not willing that any of these little ones should perish." So, I can tell you, I'm going to share what are some questions that came out the first time I studied this particular portion, and then I'm going to share what's the fresh insights that I have now that I've read it again to share with you guys. So initially, the questions that I had was one that is very common, and the first one was, what if he loses the 99 in going after the one? Everybody asks that question, in my opinion, or at least I've seen it. Second one was, what if by the time he finds the one, it's too late, as in the one got injured or died. It's too late by the time he finds the one. Is one more valuable than 99? And why not celebrate the ones who stayed in line more than the one who strayed away and then had to be brought back? And I would have written that for me, I see going after the one as walking into uncertainty, because there's so many what ifs. And it's kind of like stepping out in faith and taking a risk. And then I said, it's kind of like stepping out in faith, taking a risk. And then I said to myself, I'm like, what is one thing God is telling me to take a risk for today? That was my initial interpretation. I think that question is still applicable to anyone even now. Like, what is one thing God is telling you to take a risk for? But now, as I read it, and even as I'm using this platform, I've been telling a lot of my friends who have been like really supportive and really truly trying to encourage me and motivate me to keep going despite numbers and all of those things. And even as they're like trying to encourage me, I'm like, I can't worry with the numbers. Though sometimes I do get a bit in my head about it. But honestly, the Lord has been reminding me that I should just be pursuing the one. Like, He'd be so happy if just one person gives their heart to Christ or builds their relationship with God because of this ministry. So I can't be too concerned or be consumed by the idea of not having large numbers or whatever. But when I read this today, what I understood is the fact that what Jesus did was He left 99 on the hills. They were in a place whereby they are still gonna be fed. You know, they're on the hills. They have a lot of grass to eat, like a lot. And it just also shows me that he's not so much worried about 99, because he knows that there's strength in numbers, there's strength in community, and it just shows the importance of having a Christian community and a, a church family, because what's going to happen is that they're going to be there to help build each other up, to help keep each other safe. But the one that has strayed away, that has gone astray, that one is vulnerable, vulnerable to any and every attack of the enemy. And he is going to leave the 99 because he knows that they're good, and he's going after the one because he doesn't want that one to perish. And it just goes to show us that it's so important for us to understand what it is God really wants from us in terms of like being our brother's keeper, and that when we see our brother going astray, we shouldn't just leave them to walk away from the faith, but we should pursue them and try to bring them back in the fold. And it's a case whereby we're doing it for their good, for their safety, and so that they won't perish. And I thought of it and I was like, wow, that is like so powerful. And I really trust that it encourages you to think of someone, even now, who might have stepped away from the faith, who might have walked away from their church family, from that community that could build them up. Because there's strength in numbers, and God doesn't want anyone to perish. If they were once a part of this family, then that's where they belong. So if you can think of anybody who may have strayed away, reach out to them and try to minister to them, to help them to get back into the fold, to get back into community with other Christians, so that they can grow in their walk with God. I trust that this is an encouragement to you. I pray that it really blessed you, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Have a great day, folks. Bye.